Hello students, today we are going to start to revise the new chapter heat from science 1. Okay, do you know student what is meant by heat? Heat is a form of energy. And what is the difference between heat and temperature? We know heat is a form of energy and temperature indicates the level of heat. So we discuss in this chapter first latent heat. So student, what is meant by latent heat? The amount of heat energy either absorbed or released during change of state. The amount of heat energy either absorbed or released during change of state is called latent heat, and that energy do not recorded in thermometer. Okay, latent heat do not recorded in thermometer. Why this? There is an activity in our book about latent heat. There is some ice pieces taken in beaker and then we heat them by using burner. What will happen? The all ice starts to melt, but temperature does not increases till the all ice melted. When all ice gets converted into water, then temperature starts to rises. Okay, so we know here we supply heat energy to melt ice. Okay, here ice starts to melt but temperature does not increases, temperature remains constant, and that energy are used to convert all ice into water, and that absorbed heat is known as latent heat. So what is latent heat? Amount of heat energy that either absorb or release during change of state is called latent heat. So students, there are some important terms from the chapter that pick up here. First one, melting point. It is a constant temperature at which substance changes from solid to liquid is called melting point. It is a constant temperature at which substance changes from solid to liquid is known as melting point of solid. We know melting point, it is a constant temperature. Who melts? Solid melts, and that is why the constant temperature at which solid melts or solid gets converted into liquid are known as melting point of solid. Then the second term, latent heat of vaporization. Here we know latent heat means amount of heat energy that either absorb or release. Here amount of heat energy that absorb. So heat energy absorbed at a constant temperature during transformation of liquid into gas is called latent heat of vaporization. Vaporization means formation of vapor, and vapor forms from liquid. Okay, so that is why the heat energy absorbed at a constant temperature at which liquid gets converted into vapor. Okay, so the definition is heat energy absorbed at constant temperature during transformation of liquid into gas is known as latent heat of vaporization. Then the third term, specific latent heat of vaporization. The amount of heat energy absorbed at constant temperature by unit mass of a substance of a liquid to convert into gaseous phase is called specific latent heat of vaporization. You know, vaporization means formation of vapor, and that is why here the unit mass of substance replaced by unit mass of liquid. Okay, we know vapor forms by liquid, that is why we use here liquid substance. Then boiling point. It is also constant temperature. Who boils? Liquid boils, and that is why it is a constant temperature at which substance changes from liquid to gas. Liquid state to gaseous state is called as boiling point of liquid. See here, what is boiling point? It is a constant temperature at which liquid turns into vapor. Okay, so the definition is the constant temperature at which substance changes from liquid state to gaseous state is called as boiling point of liquid. The next term, rigidation. The phenomena in which the ice converts into liquid state due to applied pressure. When we apply pressure, then it gets converted into liquid state and then reconverts to ice again once the pressure is removed. And when we release the pressure, given pressure, when we release, then the ice reconverts by this liquid, and that is why that process is known as regelation. Okay, so the phenomena in which the ice converts to liquid due to applied pressure and then reconverts to ice again once the pressure is removed is called regelation. Then dew point temperature. The temperature at which the air becomes saturated with water vapor is called dew point. What is a dew point? It is also temperature at which the air becomes saturated. Okay, air becomes saturated with water vapor is known as dew point. Then next, absolute humidity. Next term is absolute humidity. Here the mass of water vapor in unit volume of air is called as absolute humidity. We know humidity means the moisture that present in air, means amount of water vapor that present in air. So that is why the definition is the mass of water vapor in unit volume of air is called absolute humidity, and it measured in kilogram per meter cube. Then the next term, relative humidity. The ratio of the mass of water vapor in given volume of air at given temperature to the mass of water vapor required to saturate at the same volume of air at the same volume of air at the same temperature is called relative humidity. Then the next term, 1 calorie of heat. We know the unit of heat is calorie, so that is a 1 calorie of heat. The amount of heat required to raise the temperature by 1 degree Celsius of 1 gram of water, and that 1 degree Celsius from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, so what is the definition? The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius from 14.5 degree to 15.5 degrees Celsius is called as 1 calorie of water, 1 calorie of heat. Here 1 gram of water. The next term, 1 calorie heat. So the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water. Here 1 calorie used, that is why we use 1 gram of water, and here 1 kilocalorie, and that is why we use here 1 kilogram of water. So the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water through 1 degree Celsius from 14.5 degrees Celsius to 15.5 degrees Celsius is called as 1 kilocalorie heat. So these are the important terms from this chapter heat we pick up here. Then some questions from this chapter. So next question is, explain the following graph. Here graph is given and you have to explain from what is this graph. Okay, so first you have to say the answer. The point is here the graph shown is a temperature time graph. The temperature versus time, this graph is temperature versus time. So you have to mention here the graph shown is a temperature time graph. See here, this is temperature from 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. Here time from 0 to further. Okay, here some phases are there. The first phase at 0 degrees Celsius, ice plus water means solid plus liquid. Here one phase is here liquid phase, that is it contain water. Here also two phase, water plus vapor, it means liquid plus gas. Okay, so these are the states of matter and as well as phases of substance. Okay, so see here AB is a constant line, and at that constant line ice converts into water, and whole ice converts into water, then the temperature begins to rise. Okay, here temperature remains constant till all ice melts into water, and then from point B temperature begins to rise at 100 degrees Celsius. see here, at 100 degree Celsius. Okay, and it has only one phase, that is liquid phase, water state. Okay, so here CD lines is a constant temperature, it is a steady temperature. Here two phases are boiling water and vapor. We know the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. That is why when temperature rises at 100 degrees Celsius, water starts to boil and convert into vapor state. Okay, all water gets converted into, till all water gets converted into vapor, then the temperature remains constant, and that shows this CD line, the steady temperature. Okay, so from this graph here mention some points in answer. See, AB shows that at constant temperature of 0 degrees Celsius, ice changes to water. Here AB lines shows a constant temperature that at which all ice gets converted into water. It means ice changes to water. Third, the temperature at which ice changes to water is called melting point of ice, that is 0 degree Celsius. Now water at 0 degree Celsius starts heating and its temperature gradually increases to 100 degree Celsius. Then the fifth point, BC shows increase in temperature from 0 degree Celsius to 100 degree Celsius without change in state. Here only one phase, liquid phase, so without change in state. CD shows that a constant temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, water changes to vapor. The temperature at which water changes to vapor is called boiling point of water. Here, the constant temperature at which solid gets converted into liquid is known as melting point, and here a constant temperature at which water gets converted into vapor is known as boiling point. Okay, so here we constantly supply the heat energy to melt all ice, but here temperature does not increase. Okay, so that line indicates the heat energy is absorbed. Okay, the heat energy is used to melt this all ice into water, and that absorbed heat is known as latent heat of fusion. Okay, that energy is known as latent heat of fusion. And here it shows constant temperature, but we do not stop to supply heat energy. Then that heat energy used or absorbed to convert boiling water into vapor. Okay, so that absorbed heat is known as latent heat of vaporization. Okay, then next, anomalous behavior of water. We know all liquids on heating get expand and on cooling get contracts, but water behaves exceptional case. Okay, so generally liquid expand on heating and contract on cooling. Water, however, shows an exceptional behavior. He behaves exceptional case. Okay, shows exceptional case, and that if water at room temperature is cool, it contracts till 4 degrees Celsius. But if it is cool below 4 degrees Celsius, it expand on contracting instead of contracting. Here expand instead of contracting. ओके, म्हणजे काय, ते कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट व्हायच्या ऐवजी ते काय होते, एक्सपांड होते. लक्षात आलं, सुरुवातीला ते कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट होत राहते. इट कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट टिल 4 डिग्री सेल्सिअस, 4 अंश सेल्सिअस पर्यंत कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट होते. 4 अंश सेल्सिअस नंतर पण त्यांना कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट झालं पाहिजे नियमानुसार, पण ते नियमानुसार कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट न होता काय होते, एक्सपांड व्हायला सुरुवात करते. आणि दिस इज एक्सेप्शनल बिहेवियर. अँड ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी, if water at 0 degree Celsius is heated, it contract instead of expand. We know generally liquid expand on heating, so here also water have to expand, but it gets contract. Okay, and this is the exceptional behavior of water known as anomalous behavior of water. So this exceptional behavior of water between 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius is known as anomalous behavior of water. Then the next question is explain given diagram. here you have to given a diagram is given, and then you have to explain this into point wise. Okay, you have to explain the diagram into point. See the first point, see the diagram. What is it? Regelation. It is the process of regelation. So see here, as shown in the figure, there is a metallic wire pass over ice slab. The weights are tied at both the ends of the wire. You will observe that the wire passes through the ice slab in course of time without breaking the slab. Okay, from this diagram you have to write what is it and what does it. Okay, so here we write the structure of this diagram. Here there is a metallic wire pass over an ice slab, and the weights are tied at the both ends of wire, and we observe the wire passes through the ice slab in course of time without breaking the ice slab. Okay, so how is it? The next point is this phenomenon is an example of regelation. Then third point, due to weights tied, the wire exerts pressure. The wire exerts pressure on the surface of the slab. The melting point of ice gets decrease due to pressure, and the ice melts to form water in the region where pressure is exerted. Here, due to weights tied, see here, due to this weight ties, here pressure is produced, and due to this pressure this ice melt and convert into water. Okay, and in the region where pressure is exerted. Wire sinks in the water. As water comes up, there is no pressure on it. Okay, here when wire comes up in water, then pressure release above the wire and it again turns to ice. This phenomenon keeps on continue till the wire passes through the ice slab. This phenomenon is regelation. Regelation means the conversion of ice into water, and then again water gets converted into ice. That phenomenon is known as regelation. Then next, here also next diagram is given, and you have to explain this diagram. You have to explain the first structure and then working. See here, there is a metallic cylinder, and at the middle part of the cylinder there is a flat bowl, and that bowl consists freezing mixture of ice and salt. Okay, there is a two thermometer placed at both end of cylinder at upper and lower region, T1 and T2, the thermometers. See, this cylinder filled with water, and the temperature of that water is 10 degrees Celsius. Now this is the structure of this apparatus, and this apparatus is known as Hope's apparatus. This is described by Hope scientists. That is why we know that Hope's apparatus. Here, what is the working of this apparatus? How does this apparatus work? Here, by this freezing mixture, the temperature of water at middle region, middle part of cylinder is lower. That lowers the temperature of middle part of water of middle part of cylinder. Then you know, when temperature decreases, then water on cooling, that water starts to contract. Okay, we know there is a common rule that on cooling liquid get contracts and on heating liquid get expand. Okay, so here on cooling, that liquid, that water get contracts, and that is why the density increases. And the increased density, due to increase in density, the water falls at the bottom. Okay, water goes to the bottom of the cylinder, and that is why the temperature decreases from 10 degrees Celsius to up to 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, after 4 degrees Celsius, the water get expand instead of contracting. Okay, water starts to expand instead of contracting, and due to this density decrease, and that is why due to the density decrease, the water goes to upper portion of cylinder, that is the upper surface of water. And then this temperature, this thermometer shows the steady temperature at 4 degrees Celsius, and then water starts to flows at upper part of the cylinder, and then that is why the T2, that is thermometer, second thermometer shows the temperature change in temperature up to 4 degrees Celsius and then 0 degrees Celsius, because between 4 degrees Celsius and 0 degrees Celsius water shows exceptional behavior, that known as anomalous behavior of water. Here from 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius water get expand instead of contracting, and that is why density decreases and water starts to go to the upper portion of the cylinder, and that is why this second thermometer shows the change in temperature. Okay, so that is why the anomalous behavior of water we can study by this Hobbs apparatus. Then there is another diagram, and you have to explain this survival of aquatic life. There is a question of a scientific reason also. In regions with cold climate, the aquatic plants and animals can survive even when the atmospheric temperature goes below 0 degree Celsius. कोल्ड रिजन मध्ये 0 डिग्री सेल्सिअस पेक्षा खाली टेम्परेचर डिक्रीज झाल्यानंतर सुद्धा पाण्यामध्ये जे ॲक्वॅटिक लाईफ आहे, म्हणजे जे प्लांट्स आहेत, ॲनिमल्स आहेत, ते जीवन जगू शकतात, ते सर्वाइव्ह करतात. त्याचं रिझन काय आहे असा तुम्हाला प्रश्न विचारला जातो, किंवा असे तुम्हाला डायग्राम दिली जाईल आणि तुम्हाला एक्सप्लेन म्हणून क्वेश्चन विचारला जाईल. तर तुम्ही काय घेणार याच्यामध्ये? सो वी हॅव टू राईट द आन्सर. In cold countries during water, the temperature of air falls to 0 degree Celsius or even below. Then we know water, when temperature decreases, water gets contract up to 4 degrees Celsius up to 4 degrees Celsius, and after 4 degrees Celsius water start to expand instead of contracting, and that is why the density decreases, and that water flows through upper layer, okay, upper surface instead of going to bottom, okay. And that is why up to 0 degrees Celsius that water starts to go to upper portion, and the temperature remains constant at 4 degrees Celsius below this surface, okay. And we know there is at 4 degrees Celsius ice start to form, and we know ice is a bad conductor of heat, and that is why the temperature below the ice remains constant at 4 degrees Celsius. Hence, due to anomalous behavior of water, aquatic life stayed alive below the temperature 0 degrees Celsius. So the next slide, there is an activity, so you have to explain this activity. So the answer is as shown in the figure. There are 3 solid spheres of equal masses of iron, copper and lead. After keeping them in a boiling water for equal time, they are taken out and placed immediately on thick wax tray. Temperature of all spheres is equal to 100 degrees Celsius. It is observed that each sphere melts wax at different length. Iron sphere goes deepest into the wax, lead sphere goes least, and copper sphere goes intermediate. This is due to the different specific heat capacities of material. Through same heat was provided to them for same amount of time, but heat absorbing capacity differs from the material to material. There is the difference in heat absorbing capacity, okay. The iron has this capacity highest, okay. That is why the iron sphere goes deepest in the wax, and the lead has least capacity, that is why lead sphere goes least in the wax. Then the specific heat capacity, the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of unit mass of substance through 1 degree Celsius is called specific heat capacity. We discuss here. If m is the mass of object which has specific heat capacity of C, if its temperature is to be increased by delta T, it means change in temperature, then the heat absorbed by the substance can be calculated as heat absorbed is equal to mc delta T. Here heat is absorbed, that is why delta T means rise in temperature. If the temperature of a substance is reduced, then the heat lost by a substance can be given as heat lost is equal to mc delta T. Delta T here heat loss, that is why it is change in temperature means decrease in or fall in temperature. So specific heat capacity is necessary to find amount of heat loss or gain. Then next term, you have to write short note on relative humidity. The ratio of actual mass of vapor contained in the air for a given volume and the temperature to that required to make the air saturated with vapor, and that temperature is called the relative humidity. So percentage relative humidity is equal to actual mass of water vapor in the air in a given volume and mass of water vapor required to saturate the same volume at the given temperature into 100. The relative humidity at the dew point is 100%, and if it is more than 60%, then we feel the air humid, and if the relative humidity is less than 60%, then we feel dry. Then there is examples for 2 marks. How much heat energy is necessary to raise the temperature of 5 kg of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. So first you have to write here given the mass 5 kg, the temperature difference, that is delta T, 100 minus 20, it gives 80 degrees Celsius. Then specific heat capacity, you have here given specific heat capacity 1 kilocalorie per kilogram degree Celsius, because the specific heat of capacity of water is 1. So to find heat energy, his formula mc delta T, m 5 kg, c1, and change in temperature, that is 80. So the multiplication of these values, and you have to answer 400 kilocalorie. So heat energy needed is 400 kilocalorie. Then the second example, how much energy needs to be supplied to 150 gram of water at 100 degrees Celsius to convert it to steam at 100 degrees Celsius. Latent heat of vaporization is 540 calorie per gram. Given values are here, and to find Q, that is formula Q is equal to m into L. L means latent heat. So 150 into 540, that is why the answer is, the heat energy needed is 81,000 calorie. Then the last question, difference between. Okay, so difference here given one difference, heat between heat and temperature. So we know heat is the form of energy and the temperature is the measure of degree of hotness or coldness of an object. Then the second point of heat, SI unit is joule. It means heat is measured in joule, and SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Then two bodies having same quantity of heat can be at different temperatures. And here two bodies at same temperature can have different quantities of heat. So this is the 3 points of difference between the heat and temperature. So we revise this chapter by these all questions. There are different questions. Explain the diagram, explain the question, then difference, then solve the example, then important terms also. Okay, so now this lesson is complete. Thank you.